कि आप लोग यहाँ पर समर्पित रूप से सेवाएं दे रहे हैं, ठीक है, लेकिन फैमिली में रहते हुए या जॉब में रहते हुए तो ये पॉसिबल नहीं है। आपने देखा कि अलग अलग तरह के एग्जाम्पल्स रोज़ आपके सामने आए। आज सुबह दीदी एक आए, उनका एक डिफरेंट एग्जाम्पल था। आज जो आपके सामने भाई जी बैठे हुए हैं, ये आपके लिए इंस्पिरेशन है, ये एग्ज़ाम्पल हैं भाई जी। भाई जी बीके के जो भी नॉर्म्स हैं, रूल्स हैं, मर्यादाएं हैं, सभी फॉलो करते हैं और अपने माता पिता के साथ रहते हैं, उनकी सारी जो भी जिम्मेदारियां हैं उनको निभाते हैं। भाई जी एक बहुत बड़ी कंपनी, सीआरएस कंपनी में वाइस प्रेसिडेंट की तरह जॉब में है। तो आप समझ सकते हैं कि जब आपके सामने एक एग्जाम्पल है तो फिर ये चीज़ें आप भी फॉलो कर सकते हैं। भाई जी के बारे में बताना चाहूँगी कि भाई जी ने इंडिया का फर्स्ट डिजिटल वेलनेस कोर्स यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए डिज़ाइन किया है। भाई जी ब्रह्मा कुमारीज के कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं इन आईटी टीम के। इसके अलावा उन्होंने बहुत सारे लेक्चर्स दिए हैं डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स पर, जैसे माइंड, मेडिसिन, मोटिवेशन, लीडरशिप एंड मैनी मोर, और डिफरेंट कंपनीज़ में लाइक फेसबुक, इंटेल, इन्फोसिस, विप्रो, इस तरह की बहुत सारी कंपनीज़ में बहुत सारे लेक्चर्स दिए हैं। और भी लंबा बायोडाटा है, लेकिन मैं वो ना दे के सामने भाई जी को ही लेकर आए हैं कि उनसे ही आपको प्रत्यक्ष होगा। आज जो भाई जी हमारे सामने आए हैं वो आए हैं आप सबके लिए एक डाइटिशियन बनकर, गैजेट के डाइटिशियन। ओवर टू भाई जी।
Okay, Om Shanti. Good morning. Well, we'll do a quick exercise so you can keep your books, pens aside, stand up. Because usually I don't allow people to sleep in my sessions. Okay? Now it's very simple exercise. You are going to follow the instructions that I'm going to give you. Clear? So the first instruction is say what I say and do what I do. Easy? Yeah. Demo karte? Yeah. Front. Very good. Zor se sabhi. Up. Front. Down. Front. Up. Front. Down. Now, next. Say what I say, do the opposite of what I do. तो अगर मैं फ्रंट कहूंगा तो क्या करेंगे आप? Say what I say, but do the opposite of what I do. तो आपको क्या कहना है? क्या करना है? बैक. हाँ, अगर मैं अप तो आपको क्या कहना है? क्या करना है? Say what I say, but do the opposite of what I do. Instruction clear? Front. Decide करो. Say what I say, do the opposite of what I do. Up. Back. अच्छा ठीक है. So I'll tell you the technique. Just take 1 second, revise the instruction and then do it. ठीक है? What Benji was saying, pause. So just take that 1 second and then do it. Don't be in a hurry. We'll do it now? Yes. So say what I say, do the opposite of what I do. Front. Up. Down. Back. Was this easier a little bit? Yes. Very good. Sit down. So you will need your book and pen now. Typically when you go to a doctor, he'll first write a bunch of diagnostic tests, correct? To tell you whether you are healthy or not. So today when we are talking about digital wellness, we will try to analyze our digital fitness. Okay? So I'm going to show some, please don't click any photos. We will share all the slide decks, the recording, everything. So just take a notebook. Okay, I'm going to show you 15 questions. Read the question and write a yes or a no for each question. I will not ask, so please be honest with yourself. You need not even show it to your spouse if you have come with your spouse. Okay, so be honest. So let's start. No. It's here. Okay, so first question. Do you find yourself spending more time on your phone than you realize? Yes or no? You need not tell me, just write. No, don't tell me, just write. Just write. A yes or a no, just write that, nothing else. Is that okay? No, the first question is just what best describes you, so I just skipped it, don't worry about it. So you can all write, you're all students here, because you came to university. Okay, so you're all students. Next question. Do you find yourself mindlessly passing time on a regular basis by staring at your phone? Be honest. Yes or a no? Done? Do you seem to lose track of time when you are on your phone? Yes or a no? Just keep writing. Yes or no, that's it. Do you find yourself spending more time texting, tweeting, or emailing as opposed to talking to people in person? Don't give any excuses. Don't say office, hey, ye kaam hai, wo kaam hai, whether you're doing it or not, a yes or a no. Just write that. Has the amount of time you spend on your smartphone been increasing? Nowadays, I started watching Shivani Ben sessions, yes or a no? Okay, no excuses. Do you wish you could be a little less involved with your phone? Yes or a no? Do you sleep with your phone turned on under your pillow or next to your bed regularly? Yes or a no? I wrote there, turned on. If it is turned on and it is beside you, then you say yes. If it is turned off or flight mode, then you say no. Do you find yourself viewing and answering texts, tweets and emails at all hours of the day and night, even when it means interrupting other things you are doing? We have 5-minute stat, my boss expects me, no excuses. Yes or no? Do you text, email, tweet or browse while driving or doing other similar activities? Do you feel your use of your phone decreases your productivity at times? Productivity is your output, your efficiency, your effectiveness. As I said, don't click any of these. I'll share all the material, everything. Do you feel reluctant to be without your phone even for a short time? Yes or a no? Do you feel uncomfortable when you accidentally leave your smartphone in the car or at home, have no service or have a broken phone? Yes or a no? When you eat meals, is your phone always part of the play of your table setting? Yes or no? When your cell or smartphone rings, beeps or buzzes, do you feel an intense urge to check? I would appreciate if you can keep all your mobiles on silence. Okay? A yes or a no. Now count the number of yeses. I'm not going to ask you, don't tell me, just count. Just count how many yeses you have out of these questions. Okay? Now I'll show you the assessment. Range hota hai na? If this is low, then he will say you are okay. If this is high, then you are not okay. So let me show you the assess. And last question. Do you find yourself mindlessly checking your phone many times a day? What one of my friends tells me, it's like new parents checking the diaper of their kid. कुछ होता नहीं है, फिर भी देख लेते हैं. So a yes or a no. Now count the number of yeses. So anyone who has got 3 or less yeses, you're not addicted. Anyone who's got between 3 and 8, whether you, no, don't raise your hands. I don't want to make you feel guilty. It's just for your reflection. Your addiction has begun. Anyone who got more than 8, contact me after the session. Because it started impacting your work, your life without your knowledge. Now, how is that happening? What is it that you can do to bring down that? We will discuss in today's session. You ready now? Yes. So I'm going to ask you to remember these 2 questions. You don't have to answer now. Who is the master, you or your mobile? You don't have to answer me, just keep that. We will check, okay? I want to think that none of you is like that, but the chances are very less. Now, why are Brahma Kumaris discussing about mobile in the middle of meditation? There's a reason. Because there are 3 M's. Mobile, mind and meditation. Mobile distracts the mind. meditation stabilizes the mind. That is why all of us need meditation in current times. That's the relationship. And that's why Brahma Kumaris are also interested in digital wellness in addition to spiritual wellness. Two simple questions. Well, I get to hear that you are getting fed some really good varieties and some nice sweets every time. So once you are given one gulab jamun, unless you are a gulab jamun king, if I keep offering you 4 or 5, will you have it? You will say, "Aaj ke liye kafi hai, kal." Yes? Because you keep track of your calories. Because those calories, you know, will add value and will make you heavy and also lazy. Now, do you know how many digital calories you are consuming on a daily basis? And do you know what is happening to your brain and body and mind because of these digital calories? There's a lot of ignorance about this area. And why are we talking about digital calories? Physical calories, you know, they add weight. Yes? And then they lead to lots of lifestyle diseases. What are these digital calories doing? They are distracting your mind and destroying your brain. We will explore that today. Please write that point. Digital calories distract your mind and destroy your brain. How that happens, we will discuss in the next few minutes. So how many digital calories are there in which we are literally drowning? That was a few months ago. 150,000 hours of content on Netflix. Without giving a weekend break, every day if you watch 4 hours, you will need 100 years to complete. Amazon Prime, 26,000 movies, 2,700 TV shows. Each TV show will have 12 episodes minimum. So you count the number. 50 plus streaming services from which you can choose. The ocean of digital calories we are literally swimming in. And I have not even included all your favorite games, news, YouTube, WhatsApp, Snapchat, whatever you want to call. I haven't even included those. So now you imagine what kind of willpower it requires if you want to stay away from those. And that's where meditation comes in. That's where discipline comes in. Because otherwise they continue to distract your mind and literally destroy your age. Now, what is its impact? Just feel the chair on which you are seated. You don't even have to touch it, just feel it. You're able to feel it? How hard or soft it is and how warm or cold it is, you feel it, yes? Now, you have been sitting there for more than an hour, and as soon as I asked you to pay attention to your touch, it became your experience. That's very important, because whatever I pay attention to, only that sensory input my brain processes, and whatever my brain processes, that becomes my experience. That's why we say brain is a fantastic filter and attention is its gate. Whatever you pay attention to, that is what is becoming your experience. In that sense, each one of us is a product of our attention. What we decided to do and what we decided to ignore became our life. And wherever your attention goes, energy flows. Wherever energy flows, life grows, whether positive or negative. And it is precisely this attention that your mobile is continuously breaking. Because it is this attention that we are not taught to pay attention to. Yes or no? How many of you have attended sessions in your school, college, or office? I have only 3 hands moving up out of about more than 300 people. Because this is not taught at all. The importance of attention. So who or what is impacting our attention? Now, when you are focused on a particular task, if you receive a phone call, you attend the phone call and you come back to the task, will you be able to regain that focus immediately or will it take some time? That's all our experience, right? The reason is, my attention from one task to the next, a portion of my mental energy is used up in performing that attentional switch. Write down those 2 words. Every time I perform that, a portion of my energy gets wasted. And that's what we call as brain's switching penalty. Many of you must have felt this. On some days, we get distracted so much that at the end of the day, nothing gets done, but we feel exhausted. Yes or no? This is where all your energy got wasted, in performing all those attentional switches unnecessarily. Now ask yourself, in a livelong day, how many times do you keep switching your attention unnecessarily? And how much of your energy is getting wasted without any positive return? Now, why is this important? You want to cook some rice, put the rice in the cooker, put it on the gas stove, switch on the flame. Every time you receive a notification, switch off the flame. Attend to the notification, come back and switch on the flame. Will it take longer or shorter for the food to get completed? Agreed? And some of the foods get spoiled because for some of them, you need continuous flame. Every time you get the flame of your attention. So attention is that flame that is helping you accomplish things in life. Write that down. Attention is that flame. And every time you are unnecessarily looking at your mobile or getting distracted, you are switching off that flame. Now, do you understand why your efficiency and effectiveness got down from the time you started using mobile? We'll see the equation also for that. Many of us think that we can do multitasking. Let's test. Ready for that? So open a fresh page. Open a fresh page and draw 2 lines. Open a fresh page, draw 2 lines such that your page gets divided into 3 parts. Easy? Yeah, there are some games which you can't play on your mobile. This is one such game. That's why we asked you to get a notebook and a pen. So don't try to play on the mobile. If you don't have, we will give you a paper. जिनके पास पेपर नहीं है उनको दीजिए. ये भी आप दे सकते हैं और पेन भी दे सकते हैं उनको. Because I want everyone to play. Give this one to sister, give one to Lalit Bhai, whoever is not having. Yeah, you can turn it around. Easy? Now, listen to the instructions carefully. Attention, please. Because I'm going to time this exercise. Okay? Clear? Now, what I want you to do is, on top of this line, first instruction, you're not going to start until I ask you to start. Easy? So don't start, just listen. What you need to write on top of this first line is you will write multitasking is a lie. Don't start. I just said that. Relax. I'm going to give you, just listen to the instructions. So you will write multitasking is a lie, but there is a twist. You have this line, correct? So you are going to write a M on top of the line and you will write a 1 below the line. You will write a U on top of the line, 2 below the line. L on top of the line, 3 below the line. Doing so, letter number, letter number, letter number, you will complete the whole sentence. Instruction clear? Start and shout out once you're done. Letter on top of the line, number below the line. Quick, quick. Quick. The whole sentence is given there. Letter on top of the line, number below the line. First letter, then number, then letter, then number. That's how you should write. Letter, number. You done? Very good. Done? Very good. Good. You done? Done? Anyone still writing? We'll wait. Done? Areva. Now you have the second line. Yes? Don't start. You have the second line. This time what I want you to do is write the complete English sentence first and then write the numbers. Is that clear? Don't start. Start. If you haven't done it, you can do it now. So you write the whole English sentence on top of the line and then write the numbers below the line. Okay, and shout out once you're done. So you write the English first and then write the numbers next. Done? Very good. In both the cases, you should have got exactly the same output. Yes or no? Yes? Now, which one was easier, first one or second one? Which one took longer, first one or second one? Just so that you know, the first person who said yes took about 28 seconds for the first one. And the first person who said yes took about 13 seconds for the second one. That's less than half. And which one was more difficult, first one or second one? Where and in which one did you make at least one mistake, at least one of you? First one or second one? Now, see the beauty. You generated exactly the same output. You took more than double the time. You felt stressed and you made mistakes. And you have the audacity to say you can multitask. इतनी हिम्मत की ये डबल टाइम लिया, स्ट्रेसफुल फील हुए, मिस्टेक्स किया, and still you claim you can multitask. Human brain cannot do two things at the same time. What you call as multitasking is, that is actually switch tasking. You are switching between the tasks. So whenever you do two cognitively intensive tasks, whenever you keep switching them, you lose a lot of your energy to brain switching penalty. Penalty in action. That is why if you want to improve your efficiency, do one task at a time. Very simple age-old grandmother's wisdom. My grandmother used to say, Bala, when you are eating, eat. When you are sleeping, sleep. When you are playing, play. I'm just giving you the science behind it. Okay, so start doing monotasking. Write that down. And where this reflection and meditation will help you is here. In the morning, once you are ready, about to start your work, don't start banging on your laptop or on your desk. Just sit there, take a notebook and a pen. Just take 5 minutes, reflect on your day that you are going to get into. What are the key tasks you want to accomplish during the day? Write them down. Prioritize. And then start focusing one task at a time. Because now you saw, when you do monotasking, your efficiency increases by twice. You can do more things when you do one task at a time. Make sense? Will you start doing that? That 5 minutes of reflection in the morning to prioritize your tasks and then only start doing? Possible? Start doing it. So that's the classic case of brain switching penalty. So this is one property of the brain that you learned today. We will learn some more. Very important equation. The quality of work produced is product of time spent and intensity of focus. I spend 8 hours with 25% focus. How many hours of work gets done? We are all familiar with that. We sit there for 8 hours, but effectively we did only 2 hours worth of work. And those of you who are leaders, managers, your company focuses on counting the time to the last second. Yes or no? All your biometrics. But nobody tends to measure the intensity or focus of your team members or of yourself. So if you want to make your teams more effective, start helping them become more focused. And that's why we call meditation as attention training. Because it will remove your distractions. That's how it improves efficiency. Meditation is not for somebody who's more than 70 years old. Yes, even for 70 years old also you need meditation. I'm not saying they don't. But it does not mean you have to start practicing only after 70 years. All of us need. Because all of us need that attention, all of us need that focus. That's why as leaders, help your teams create distraction-free workplace. Write it down. How should your workplace be? Distraction-free. Because every time you're getting distracted, you are switching off the flame of your attention. So if you want to improve your own effectiveness and efficiency, your team's efficiency and effectiveness, make sure they are in a distraction-free workplace. Now the next property of the brain, it's called neuroplasticity. Plasticity comes from the Greek word plastikos. That means that which is flexible. Neuroplasticity means brain's ability to change its physical structure in response to our actions and thoughts. I'm going to show you how brain is changing and why we are discussing this topic in the context of digital wellness. Now this is a slice of your brain. Those are neurons before you learn something. Now after you have learned, this is what happens to the same slice of the brain. You see there are more neurons, there are more neural connections, and the size also has increased. This is how brain records information. Every time I repeat something with attention, it creates a neural circuit inside the brain. The more I repeat, the stronger the neural circuits. The more I repeat, the easier the task becomes. The more I repeat, the longer I remember. So this is the neuroscience behind learning. This is how our habits are formed. So whatever you repeat with attention, brain makes it easier. That's the property of neuroplasticity. That's why in a lot of classes you must have heard, even from Shivani Ben yesterday, you must have heard, stick to a schedule and keep repeating. Yes or no? Keep repeating. The reason is when you repeat, it will become easier because those neural circuits will start becoming stronger inside your brain, and that is neuroplasticity. So it means neuroplasticity is the property that helps us to become a better version of ourselves. And there's another interesting catch. If you ask your brain to worry, it becomes better at worrying. Thanks to neuroplasticity. Because whatever you repeat, it makes it easier. And you ask brain to focus, it becomes better at focusing. In the beginning, you will find it difficult to meditate. That's okay. In IT jargon, we call that as a feature. It's not a bug. That's how it works. Because as you repeat, it becomes easier. Because initially, those neural circuits are getting formed. That's why you will need more tries. And interestingly, brain is value neutral. It does not differentiate between what you are repeating. You repeat anything, it makes it easier. Clear? That's neuroplasticity. That's why I call brain as a wonderful Tathastu machine. Every day, without binge watching, I can't sleep. What does your brain say? Tathastu. And now that you have come to Brahma Kumaris and started learning meditation, once you go home, you will say, every day before I sleep, I will meditate for 10 minutes. What does your brain say? Tathastu. So whatever you repeat, your brain says Tathastu, because it makes it easier. And remember this property. All of us have this. If you have a brain, you have this property. Sometimes we forget, but trust me, we all have one. Okay? Just remember that you have one and this property is available. Whatever you repeat makes it easier. That's why that practice and discipline is so important. You repeat it, it will make it easier. And what is its impact? When you keep repeating something, it changes the physical structure of the brain. And that's how the same way addictions work. Not only good habits, even bad habits follow exactly the same pattern. That is why it's so difficult to get out of your mobile addiction. And how to come out of it, that also we will discuss, because we will use the same property to come out of the addiction. The more you use mobile and social media, the harder it gets to move away. Yes or no? This is the reason. Because the circuits are getting stronger and stronger. Most people don't know this. Every single digital gadget by default is designed to be addictive. I repeat, every single digital gadget, whether you know it or not, is designed to be addictive. Take this example. You have a football, you haven't used it for a month. Okay? Does your football come to you and says, "Mujhe kick karo na? Ek mahina ho gaya." Does it say that? You haven't driven your car for a month. Does your car come and tell you, "Can you please drive me? I'm getting bored"? No. But your mobile, you don't check it for a day. We are missing you. Do you know who watched your profile? Your friend posted. Someone liked. You want to see? From a tool-based technology, we moved to addiction-based technology. Because without our knowledge, these devices are manipulating our attention. They are manipulating our decision-making. That's why I asked you those two questions in the beginning. Who is the master? You or your mobile? Now you see why we are discussing those two questions. Without our knowledge, without our understanding, they are manipulating us. That's why we moved from a tool-based technology to addiction-based technology. Extremely important. That is one of the reasons why we need to keep our kids away from these devices, because they don't know. We'll discuss that also. That is why it's so important for you to understand that I am the master, which is the first lesson taught in Brahma Kumaris. मैं आत्मा हूँ, शरीर नहीं. मैं इस शरीर का राजा हूँ. So when you remember you are the master, then your mobile will not enslave you. Smriti se samarthi. When I have that smriti, that awareness, then I become powerful. Mindless scrolling, aimless staring, and non-stop watching. Unfortunately, this is our life nowadays. And this neuroplasticity, as you have seen, is also one of the ways in which we get addicted. Now, internet addiction is a recognized psychiatric disorder. In many towns and cities in India, we have internet de-addiction centers. Now, these are South Korean teenagers who play games wearing diapers so that they don't have to go to bathroom while playing games and lose points. And I'm not kidding. 2 years ago, you must have seen this news where one of the Chinese gamers, he played 50 hours non-stop and he was drop dead in front of his computer. That's the power of neuroplasticity. That's the power of addiction. And now teenagers are watching, spending 15 to 16 hours online. And this fellow is one such American teenager who checked into a de-addiction center, literally in the middle of the jungle where there is no Wi-Fi, and he lives on top of the tree so that he can come out of that addiction. And this is happening even in India, big time. Neuroplasticity is very powerful when we are kids. What it means is the number of times you need to repeat a task to learn it is less when you are kids than when you are grown up. Yes or no? That's why we learn so many things much, much quicker when we are young. And you can continue to learn until the last day of your life, because neuroplasticity is active all through our life until the last breath. So hereafter you should not say, I am old dash, so you can't teach me new tricks. Okay? You can always learn at any point of time in your life. And Why are we saying that kids should not be given mobiles? It is this reason. Because once you give the mobile, because it is designed to make you addictive, and because kids' neuroplasticity is very strong, they become addictive even after spending just a few minutes with the mobile. See the example. This is an Indonesian kid, dad Indonesian laborer. And when the kid was 18 months old, dad introduced him to smoking. 18 mahine ka ladka. And less than 2 months, the kid started smoking 40 cigarettes a day. And the government had to intervene and take the kid away from the parents and put him in de-addiction. How many of you seen kids not wanting to eat without mobile or iPad or some sort of screen? All of us. This is the reason. This is the reason. And what is this leading to? You see, there are two kids where they were watching a lot of cartoons, 10 and 11 years old, and they started thinking that they are that. 9 साल का रोहन 2 साल से एनिमेशन बेस्ड शो देख रहा है जो लड़ाई दृश्यों के लिए प्रसिद्ध है. बच्चा रोजाना घंटों फोन में यह शो देखता रहता था, जिसके कारण वो सबके बीच बैठे होने के बाद भी किरदार की तरह आवाज व हरकतें करने लगा. Like the person in the show, he started behaving like that. And the same thing with the kid. 10 साल की अनन्या एक मशहूर डॉल पर आधारित कार्टून शो की फैन थी. वह हर दिन कई घंटे मोबाइल पर शो देखती. अब वह डॉल की तरह ही बिहेव करने लगी. Now are you able to understand? Repetition, neuroplasticity, addiction, and behavior. You see the sequence? And now you see why we need to be careful, why we need to minimize and become digitally well, because all these things are working against us. And now you see why those few minutes of reflection or meditation is so important every day to remind you that I am the master, and start your day with that. You see how all these things are connected? PUBG addiction. This was before PUBG got banned. 19-year-old kid. He was playing 6 hours every night, 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., sleeping for 3 hours, going to college as if nothing happened. Within less than 2.5 months, he got paralysis, brain stroke. He got paralyzed waist down. Doctors tried their best. In less than 3 months, he died. 30-year-old mobile addict. She wanted to kill her mom because her mom said, don't use mobile. Right? Because those neural circuits, when they become really strong, you become a slave. Son kills father. Because the wife got addicted to Insta Reels. Yes, this is today's reality. And these are all newspaper clippings. Both driver and assistant driver were watching cricket. 226 people died. 226 people. This is the reason. And that's why you must have seen why the kids turn violent. That is why we need to keep the kids away from the mobile. And I don't know whether to cry or laugh when the parents come and tell me, मेरा लड़का ना 2 साल का है, YouTube सर्च कर लेता, WhatsApp में मैसेज देता है. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. What are you doing to your kids? They are supposed to be playing with toys. I was doing this session a couple of months ago to all the surgeons of L.V. Prasad Eye Institute all over India. It's one of the top eye institutes from Hyderabad. And one of the eye surgeons who does neonatal surgery, okay, who just born kids, when they have issues, she does the surgery. She was telling at the end of the session, Bala, what you are saying makes sense because she always suggests the new parents that never ever make video calls showing your kid to your grandmother. देखो 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 वो उठ गया है, वो vomiting किया है, वो कुछ पिया है, वो कुछ खाया है. She said, no, they need face. They should not see the screen. Until the age of 10, don't show the screen. Especially at that age, if you are making them addictive to the screens, their eyes don't develop. Their emotional development doesn't happen. Now kids are suffering from myopia. They can't see things that are far away because they are always looking at the screen for hours together. If you don't see things that are far away, your eye muscles don't develop properly. Your eyesight doesn't develop properly. Now that's what we are doing to our kids. Now who introduced them to the mobiles? We introduced. यार दे दो ना यार, सीईओ के साथ मीटिंग है, 1 घंटा दे दो उसको, क्या करना है करने दे. Who gave the mobile? And I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about this subject. If you don't have time for your kid, who asked you to bring him into this world? That's the soul who wants to tell their own story. For your own convenience, why are you interfering with their development? How wrong on our part. They never asked us mobile. We introduced them. They never asked us iPad. We gave them. They never asked us Netflix. We gave them. And see what we are doing to our kids. And we are going to lose our next generation if this continues. And we don't even know that. That's the saddest part. Please write this and share with all your family members. Mobile impacts exactly the same areas of the brain that are impacted by drugs. So as far as brain is concerned, drug and mobile are no different. That's why that addiction. They impact exactly the same areas. And another biggest mistake we make, यार बहुत थक गया, बाला ने बहुत सिर खा लिया, 10 मिनट रिलैक्स होते हैं, क्या करते हैं? मोबाइल. वो 2 मिनट 20 मिनट हो जाता है, 20 मिनट 2 घंटे हो जाते हैं, उसके बाद आप एग्जॉस्ट होते हैं या रिलैक्स होते हैं? यार 2 घंटा रील्स देखा, अभी 4 घंटा काम करूंगा. Will you feel that? Will you get that energy? No, you feel completely exhausted. There's a reason. Because relaxation का मतलब think less, think slow. Please write it down. Relaxation means think less, think slow. कम सोचो, धीरे सोचो. And that is relaxation. Stimulation means think different. It is not think less. You are still thinking. And that's why when the 2 minutes become 20 minutes, 20 becomes 2 hours, you feel exhausted because you are thinking a lot. Now, how do we differentiate between relaxation and stimulation? I have a very simple definition. Wherever there is a screen, it is stimulation. Irrespective of the size of the screen. Choti screen ho, badi screen ho. Wherever there is a screen, it is stimulation. Relaxation means non-screen activity. Relaxation का मतलब क्या है? Non-screen activity that helps you to think less and think slow. Now let's do a quick. And a constantly stimulated brain is a weak and stressed brain because we are making this machine run every single minute of the day. Drrr, drrr, drrr. Not giving any rest at all, and that's why we feel so exhausted and weak. Now, why is this distraction that we are talking about so important? I have this glass, okay? If I keep shaking this, will I be able to use this glass? I didn't put water because otherwise it'll spill and they'll blame me. I didn't want to do that. So that's why it's an empty glass. So if I keep shaking like this, will I be able to use this glass? Even if this is made out of platinum or gold, still this glass is useless as long as it is shaking. For me to use the glass, it needs to be stable. If this glass is my brain and the liquid is the knowledge and this hand is my mind, as long as I'm shaking my hand, what is happening to my brain? It's not able to learn anything. If I want to learn, it needs to be stable. And if my brain needs to be stable, first my mind needs to be stable. That's why the most important equation. Stabilize your mind to utilize your brain. And that's the definition of meditation. मन को स्थिर करना सीखो, ये सबसे बड़ी कला है जो हम सबको सीखना है, छोटे हो या बड़े. Everybody must learn this technique to stabilize our mind, and that's what meditation does. That is why meditation is so important. Whether you are a kid, grown up, retired professional, irrespective of your age, this is the greatest skill that is needed. Irrespective of which profession you are in, we must learn to stabilize our mind. Otherwise, we won't be able to utilize our brain. And that's what is happening in the world around, as all of us can experience. And this is how those three are connected. Mind through brain impacts your body. And body also impacts your mind. It's both ways. That is why when you are anxious, when you are afraid, when you are angry, do you feel like enjoying your food? Do you feel good internally? No, right? Because mind also impacts the body. And when you are sick, do you feel good? No, because body also impacts your mind. Dis-ease at the level of the mind becomes disease at the level of the body. Dis-ease, that discomfort, that continuous discomfort is what leads to disease at the level of the body. So that's why if you want to remain physically healthy, learn to start with stabilizing your mind. And that is where incorporate few minutes of meditation every day. It's no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. And if we constantly get distracted, what is this distraction doing to our mind, brain, and life? See the impact, decreased sense of well-being. It impairs our ability to make decisions, executive function, increases irritation and anxiety, increases attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, constant distraction, increases chances of getting depressed, stress hormones increase, and it reduces our lifespan. Very important, because we are constantly running this machine without giving it any rest. And that's impacting even our lifespan. Don't think I'm just checking the mobile only. This is what is happening. That's why we are spending so much time, because distraction is slow destruction. And as a digital wellness coach, many of my colleagues and others come to me after they destroyed a portion of themselves. I'm not able to sleep, I'm not able to eat, I'm not able to focus, I've lost my weight. Why? They are spending 15, 16 hours in front of the screen. And when I help them to stop the screen usage, less than 3 or 4 weeks, they become normal. Because it is this distraction that is destroying us. Hypodermic needle is what drug addicts use to inject drug. Whether you like it or not, all of us have become mobile addicts. You may not like it, it might hurt your ego, but it's true. Now I'll give you a minute. Sit back, relax, and then write down what is it that you do in order to relax. I'm not going to check your notes, just for yourself. As soon as you think you want to relax, what do you do? Typically. What did you learn in these 3 days?
I learned that the Maggie
You cannot change anyone other than yourself. So the most important thing that I learned in Brahma Kumaris, blame does not work. Realization works. Don't blame yourself. You have become aware, so start acting. That awareness is important. वो हो गया, जो हो गया, just know what Ishita Ben was saying. वो हो गया ना अभी, बार बार उसको क्यों ढूंढते हो? It's okay, finished. Now what should you do from next time? So don't blame yourself, because blame reduces your energy. You become aware, start working on it.
We should also blame to others. उसने ये किया, right? What I can change my.
Exactly, that's all. That's all we have in control. No. If you are going to use references, that is okay. But a lot of stuff, I would encourage all of you students to switch to textbooks. And as parents, I suggest that you go fight with the teachers and schools of your kids. Ask them to give textbooks. Don't ask them to send question papers on WhatsApp at 11 p.m. in the night. Don't. You have to come together and then make the changes. For references, it's okay, because every time you open something, you see how you get distracted? Because that is how these algorithms work. Then they will show you an advertisement in between.
Practical question, or apart from professional work, what we do, if we see, I have started tracking my mobile time, but if I see 1.5 hour YouTube, which is spiritual, then 30-40 minutes on Zepto or Amazon, right? Half an hour talking, WhatsApp 1 hour, 1.5 hour, because I have 2 kids, both everything, school, everything comes, football class, every update, everything is on WhatsApp. So even if you don't want to, I decide a lot of time that, okay, 2 hours I'm not going to sleep, but his tuition is there, the reminders will come, the homeworks will come. So how to change this system which has made mobile a necessity, and when I see the 4 hours are always there on mobile, and I can't, I really want to know the practical ways to reduce this.
It will take time. And the first thing which you talked about, the 1.5 hours of spiritual class, switch to reading book and reflecting. Because consuming content while you are watching is very easy, but that won't last. Because that is also giving rise to spiritual indigestion. You keep consuming the content, but you never give time to reflect. You see the difference? Whatever I eat, I need to digest for it to become energy. If I keep on eating, what will happen? Right? You will develop indigestion and you will become sick. And that's what is happening with the spiritual content. There is so much content out there. You picked one stuff, 5 minutes you watched. Reflect. How can I start using it? And start working with your kids, with your teachers, friends. See how you can bring about a small change. If they send a reminder, you remember yourself, put it on your notebook, so that you don't have to keep checking the mobile whenever any notification comes. Switch off the notifications. You will save a lot of time. And we are going to do that now.
Government is promoting digital payments. If we go to office, then work from home is there. Even in classroom, students, digital classrooms are there. Even this presentation, we are using technology.
That's okay.
So I'm saying everywhere we go, how to distinguish mobile when we use maybe for our relaxation, it is bad. But all other things which we do now, mobile or laptop or anything is like essential thing. So
Good
then
question.
it gets into our habits only.
I'll just make one statement and I'll encourage you to reflect, because you're in a nice reflective space. Nobody got addicted to work. Write it down, reflect, then you will get the answer. Nobody is so rich that they will make bank transactions all 24 hours a day. Nobody does shopping for 8 hours a day. Ask yourself where your time is going. You will get the answer. Okay? Now the next important point, I'll come back to you depending on the time. Is that okay? Now, a lot of us think that what the sister was asking about the digital reading. Now there's a very big difference between digital reading and print reading. Let's play a small game. I'm going to say one thing, and the related word that comes to your mind without thinking much, you should answer it. Is it okay? If I say library, what should you say? Got it? So we'll play that game. I'll say a word, and then you're going to say a word that is related to it that comes to your mind. Okay? Hospital. Chair. Shirt. Pen. Book. Okay? You're getting it? Stadium. Sachin Tendulkar. Amitabh Bachchan. KBC. Mobile. Say it, say it. Say it. WhatsApp, Snapchat, Insta, Facebook. Jo aaya, bolo. Now if you see, every time we repeat two tasks one after the other, brain starts associating them together. And when you work against that association, you need a lot of energy. Did any one of you, when I said mobile, any one of you said learning? Ek ne bhi kaha? No. Because we don't associate mobile with learning at all. We associate with calling, we associate with texting, we associate with watching, we associate with playing. We don't associate mobile with learning. So the mindset that you take to mobile is to do all these other things and not to learn. So when you try to learn from digital devices, this mindset becomes a very big stumbling block. That is why any serious reading cannot be done on screen. You need a book. One of my friends, I don't know whether she is in the audience, she is a professor of a medical college, and her students, about 150 of them, they finished MBBS and they wrote the MD exam. Do you know how many people passed out of 150? One. And she was shocked and she said, what is the reason? Because all the other 149, they tried to read from the screen. And this one lady, the old style, she put all the screens aside, she sat in the library, spent hours together going through the books, and she was the only one who passed. Because all others got completely distracted. Right? So, because when you do digital reading, you take that entertainment mindset. You have that propensity to multitask, because there's one pop-up comes in, you switch. You take your notebook, okay, your textbook. Does it pop up a notification? Does it show you something else beside? Does it ask you to click? Does it say skip this ad? No, right? You are only focused on the book. So automatically when you pick up a book, you are getting back your attention. You are reducing your distraction. And that's what diminishes concentration whenever you go to a screen. Just do this. You go to your laptop or your computer and then check how many tabs in your browser are open, how many apps are open at any point of time. You will get the answer. And you don't annotate. You can't write your notes. Right? If you're a serious student, you know you have written those notes on the textbook on the sidelines. So then these insights, you will be able to do it. But these digital devices don't allow that a lot. Which is fine. Sometimes this happens. Oh, okay? Good. And more mind wandering when listening to audio than when reading a book. How many times did you rewind the audio? Especially educational audio. How many times did you rewind the video? 0. But a book, we keep going back. We can go back a few pages and then read and then come back again. It is so much more easier. So if you want to do serious reading, consciously switch to physical books and not e-books. Okay, and there's a very good book on that called How We Read Now. And don't buy an e-book for that. Okay, because by default, Amazon also has an ebook, so don't buy an ebook. Buy a physical copy, and she gives some excellent insights. Okay, so hyperactivity, inattention, depression, multitasking, all of these are the results of this new technology. Because now there is a clear relationship. The more you use devices, the more the chances of you becoming or suffering from mental health issues. I'll just quickly walk you through the social media. That's the reality of social media. The sooner we recognize, the better. The more time you spend on Facebook, the higher the probability of getting depressed. And this is published research. Blue tick anxiety. You know that? 10 सेकंड हो गया, मुझे पता है वो देखा है लेकिन आंसर क्यों नहीं करता है, 5 सेकंड हो गया, I know it turned blue. That is blue tick anxiety. Okay? Linked with lower self-esteem, higher rates of depression and suicide. Now watch this. From the time social media was available on mobile, 2009, see how the suicide rates have skyrocketed among youngsters. This is happening in India. And see the non-fatal self-harm numbers. Again, there is a very clear distinction between before 2009 and after 2009 when things started getting available on mobile. If you have any social media app or game installed on your mobile, you are an addict of electronic cocaine. No ifs and buts. If you don't want, then learn to uninstall. If you want to give reasons, you are already addicted, period. There's not a single organ inside the body that is not impacted because of this radiation. Not a single organ. And the blue light that gets emanated from the laptop, it is disturbing our sleep, and it is impacting our DNA, and it is literally destroying our brain. Because when you don't sleep well, your brain doesn't function properly. And these are the impacts of sleeplessness. If you don't get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep as adults and at least 10 to 12 hours of sleep as kids, these are all the reasons. These are all the effects of that. So sleep is important, is not a waste of time, but not during the class. And excess of anything is not good. Ati sarvatra varjayet. Anything ati. That's why we encourage you to become responsible digital gadget users. I'm not saying you throw your mobile. No, that's not the intention. Use it, but responsibly. And this comes from this beautiful sutra. It says, Ati rupena vaisya, Ati garvena ravanaha, Ati danam balirdatva, Ati sarvatra varjayet. Okay, it is the arrogance of Ravana that did him in. It is the Ati donation that did the Bali Chakravarti in. So Ati in any area of our life is not good. And that's from Chanakya Niti. Those of you 3rd chapter and 12th verse. And when you incorporate digital silence, moving away from screens every single day, spending a few minutes, it increases productivity, attention, creativity. All of these increase by giving those few minutes of digital silence. Simple like physical hygiene, digital hygiene. How many of you disinfect your mobile on a regular basis? 3 hands. How many of you carry your mobile? You don't have to raise your hand, but check. Into your bathroom, keep the mobile on your dining table, touch the mobile with the same hand and eat the food with the same hand. Yuck. And take the mobile into the kitchen while cooking. Yuck. And mobile, do you know that is the dirtiest thing that we carry? Is the dirtiest because we never clean it. So that's why we also need this digital hygiene. Do not keep your mobile on the dining table, ever. Do not take your mobile inside the kitchen, ever. Keep it away. And if you touch the mobile, go wash your hands. People get irritated when they sit with me around the table. I said, if they touch, because they touch the mobile and then they try to serve and then they try to eat. I said, no, stop, wash and come back. Disinfect your mobile regularly. Do not carry your mobile into bathroom. There's a reason. Both assimilation and elimination need to be proper. Otherwise, you'll get lots of trouble. That's why a lot of trouble for people, even youngsters. Because while you are eating, you're watching. Even while you're eliminating, you're watching. Because my body needs focus for both, to assimilate and to eliminate. So don't take the mobile into the bathroom. Don't make that mistake, and don't check the mobile while you are eating. No, focus. Mobile should be kept at least 10 feet away from you while you're sleeping. At least 10 feet. Because it's spoiling the brain, it is spoiling the sleep. Just keep the mobile away. Don't worry, you are not so important. Nobody will miss you. Nobody will miss you, trust me. Flight mode is okay, there is no radiation. Even better, go buy an alarm clock. Much simpler, okay? Do not use your mobile as alarm clock. 220 rupees, ORPAT alarm clock with snooze. So go buy one. Okay? In your city, it might be a little different, but at least in Hyderabad, where I come from, that's the cost. So you can choose which one to buy. And do not touch your mobile at least for 1 hour after you wake up, 2 hours before you sleep. Very important, extremely important. Don't start your day by staring at the screen. Not worth it. Fill your mind with something positive. That's what we learn in our culture. First 1 hour, as you saw your grandmother, your mother, if she's old enough, doing puja part, yoga, exercise, chanting in the first 1 hour. Yes or no? That's a part of our culture, because we want to start with something empowering and positive, not watching some stupid reels. Because that is what is reducing your energy level right in the morning. And 2 hours before you sleep, because you saw what sleeplessness is doing to our bodies and minds. And keep mobiles away from your kids. They don't need it. And if they have to keep it away, you have to keep it away, because they'll follow you. And some of the ways to unplug or detoxify: switch to this mobile during your working hours. Problem solved. You are still accessible, they can still call you. Otherwise, this stupid chatting, kaya, piya, soya, dhoya. Arey yaar, you need me, you call me. Don't say hi Bala. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? उसके बाद 20 मिनट गए. अरे call me यार, just pick up the phone, speak 2 minutes, let's finish it. Otherwise you keep chatting and I can't do anything, you keep disturbing. Such a waste of time. Okay, become more efficient. I'm not saying you should not use your mobile, but don't waste your time like this, and tell your friends. That's why when my friends send me the message, I tell them, I'm not going to respond. I'll decide when I have to respond. You need me, call me. Period. Right? That's wasting a lot of our time. And switch off all your notifications. If you're serious about your health, do it now. Pull your mobile out, switch off all your notifications. You don't need any of those. And if you're waiting for an OTP, only for that transaction, switch on the notifications, finish the transaction, switch off the notification again. All the apps come with notifications switched on by default. You know that? Yeah, this is the reason. Because they want our attention so that they can make money. Switch off all your notifications. You don't need any of them, including your favorite WhatsApp. It's such a big distractor, because notifications are the destroyers of attention. They're literally destroying our lives. Make your bedroom radiation free. Starting today, how many of you would want to have screen-free breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Not only here, even after going home. No mobile. Is that okay? Because that is family time. You're going to spend time with your loved ones. Focus, eat, have some good conversation. No disturbance. Starting today afternoon. Is that okay? Very good. Avoid using mobile for non-essential activities. Essential ones okay. Non-essential. Stop. Once a week do mobile fasting. Vrat rakho. And fasting has anti-cancer properties. पहले 2 घंटे सबके सब पागल हो जाएंगे. It's okay. बार it's okay. Stop. But afterwards you will connect. You will do some activities. Plan some activities. I know one of my colleagues who actually does this, and they enjoy. The kids enjoy because they get undivided attention from their parents. They go out, they build, they play games. They don't go to movies. They go to beach. They create something. They play. They draw. All that stuff. They cook together and eat, if it is eatable. So once a week, do mobile fasting. Okay, plan that. And uninstall all social media apps. If you can't, then use a really long password. And keep me logged in box unchecked. And if you are serious enough and if you don't want to be a mobile addict, you would have uninstalled it anyway. But if you haven't uninstalled, feel dil dhadakti hai. Then use a really long password. Okay, and no late night binge watching. At least 2 hours of digital silence per day. No screens. This is during your waking time. Don't be smart enough. Okay, during your waking time, 2 hours of digital silence. अपने मोबाइल के प्रति रहम दिल मत बनो. बेरहम बनो. You go to meeting, leave the mobile. Go to dinner, lunch, breakfast, leave the mobile. You're doing some important task, leave the mobile. So बेरहम बनो. ठीक है? And learn to meditate every single day. Now this is what we have done. If you are interested, you can go to this website, you can download the presentation, the video, all the stuff from this website. We have put it open for everybody. You'll get lots of content on this website. And if you want to teach this to your friends, to your family, please do that. And Brahma Kumaris have started, digitalwellness.in. It's very simple. Digitalwellness.in. And we have started this program called Dwell, Digital Wellness Initiative. And we created this book. Very soon it will be available for everyone. And Brahma Kumaris have also signed MOUs with lots of top universities where this subject is being taught to the university students. Very soon it will be taught even to the school students. We are having conversation with UGC and they are very open. So if you get ready, you can even teach in your nearest university this subject of digital wellness in your school, college, or anywhere. And we are willing to train you. So you can leave your mobile. We will send you all the material. Anna University. Yes, because you need to learn. Otherwise, you can't teach. So Anna University in Chennai, Rishi Hood University in Delhi, D.Y. Patil Universities in Pune, VNIT in Nagpur, IIIT in Nagpur. These are all the universities where we are teaching digital wellness as an elective subject to the university students. It's a 30-hour, 2-credit course completely designed by Brahma Kumaris. So summary, distraction is slow destruction. And remember, I am the master of my mobile. Very simple answer, very simple lesson. Multitasking doesn't work. So use your mobile less if you want to become useful. If you use your mobile full, then what will you become? Okay? So now if you are ready, we will do a simple pledge. Is that okay? Stand up.
Om Shanti. It was really a very eye-opening session. Am I right? Yes. So are you ready for the pledge? Yes. Then put your right hand to your heart.
Yes, that's
to your
different.
Heart.
Yes.
And just repeat what I take a pledge, right? We, the angels of finance fraternity,
Angels of Finance Fraternity,
participating in the money tax mind management, National Seva Conference, thoughtfully pledge that
thoughtfully pledge that
we will use technology
we will use technology
and gadgets
and gadgets
sensibly.
sensibly.
We commit
We commit
to stay away from our gadgets
to stay away from our gadgets
2 hours
2 hours
before bedtime
before bedtime
and 1 hour
and 1 hour
after waking up,
after waking up,
having realized
having realized
the profound benefits of meditation.
the profound benefits of meditation.
We will try to learn meditation
We will try to learn meditation
and practice it
and practice it
for at least 5-10 minutes every day.
for at least 10 minutes every day.
Om Shanti. And many, many, many thanks to you, brother. अभी हम अंतिम सेशन की ओर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं और सबसे खुशी की बात है हमारी आदरणीय रतन मोहिनी दादी जी पहुंच रहे हैं। उनकी तपस्या के जो वाइब्रेशंस हैं वो हम सभी को मिलेंगे। तो अभी मैं चाहूँगी हमारी ब्रह्मा कुमारी चंदा बहन